can start with confidence as the Redskins try to prove they're not the worst team in this league. On the Dolphins side of the ball, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, might as well roll them out there. I mean, Albert Wilson's still questionable with his hip injury, and Devontae Parker's had a few decent games thus far. And Preston
Jakeem Grant
has some nice chemistry. Jakeem Grant still waiting for his big breakout game, but it might be this week against the second to worst pass defense in the entire league, Washington Redskins. So, there you go. I want to be fun. I want to pick the Dolphins, but I think that the Redskins get it done.
Yep. I'm going to take Washington. They win big.
Okay. Jay?
Washington lose last week.
They did.
That will continue.
They lost their...
They'll lose again. Callahan sucks. The only thing he's good at as a head coach is throwing a Super Bowl to his best friend.
Oh, here we go.
Callahan's a joke.
Okay. I like it. So you like the Dolphins. So we are going to move on from the absolute worst game this weekend to the absolute best game this weekend when the Houston Texans go to Kansas City to take on Pat Mahomes and those Chiefs. We've got Tyreek Hill, a game-time decision. Sammy Watkins, doubtful to play. I love Travis Kelce. I love me some Will Fuller again. I think on the Texans side of the ball, if you're not rolling him out there, Will Fuller after last week, then you should be. That was pretty amazing performance. It was downright historic, if you ask me, with those 14 catches, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, drafted him so high, you got to roll him out there. And this is a game to where they're going to be throwing the ball so much. I mean, it almost seems like how could the ball not go DeAndre Hopkins' way? Right?
Houston could run it. Chris Jones is out, and Xavier Williams is on IR.
And that's why we keep Dave around, because he comes at you with the little nuggets that just make too much sense. I love Carlos Hyde in this matchup. They've been giving him double-digit carries. That's 10 or above for those keeping track. Every single week since they've had him on the team. Scored a touchdown last week, and with Chris Jones out, I like him to find some lanes. Carlos Hyde is a flex play for me, and Deshaun Watson, obviously an automatic start. When it's all said and done,
look for Whitney Merciless to get some pressure as well. Eric Fisher's out.
Yeah. They actually, another good point. Eric Fisher with the groin. Man, these groin injuries popping up left and right. Yeah, Merciless, watch out for Pat Mahomes because he also, I believe, has an ankle injury himself, making him a little less mobile. So we'll see how that plays out. I mean, both these guys are going to be under duress. I mean, Deshaun Watson is no stranger to taking hits.
Yeah, so, Watson's used to it. Mahomes isn't.
Right. Man, if this was in Houston, I would have a harder time with this. But I'm going to pick the Chiefs. I know everyone is dying to know who's going to be the breakout receiver for the Chiefs this week. Is it going to be Robinson, Hardman, Pringle? I have no idea. I'm putting my money on Robinson, but I could be wrong. I do like the Chiefs to win this game, though.
I'm going to go Houston, but I'm going to say J.J. Watt comes back and reminds everyone why he's J.J. Watt.
You would.
How dare you?
Is he the only non-Packer you have a fat head of?
Nope. I actually was hoping the Packers wouldn't get J.J. Watt out of Wisconsin.
Moving into the 4 o'clock games.
Hold on. Let's see if Jay finds out who wins and loses last week.
Oh.
Kansas City wins. Period. You took the fun out of it, Dave. Screw you.
Well, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, he's known for that. All right. This is a very unappealing game for me, a game I'm not going to be watching, a game that I'm only going to catch on NFL Red Zone when the Titans go to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos.
Von Bennett.
I mean, wow. Don't get me wrong, plenty of talent on the field. You've got Derrick Henry. You've got an up-and-coming A.J. Brown. You've got Delaney Walker. I mean, the position players are pretty darn good. I love Cortland Sutton. I love Emmanuel Sanders. But when you're talking about Marcus Mariota, when you're talking about Joe Flacco, meh is the word. M-E-H, I believe.
I think they're both listening to the song Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Man, yeah, it's got to be maybe that, Behind Blue Eyes, something.
Whoa, you both got it wrong.
Terrible.
You both are gone. It's Billie Jean is not my girl.
Oh, God. I knew when you were drinking out of that. When you were drinking out of that.
Your goddamn day job.
I knew when he was drinking out of that Pizza Hut cup earlier, there was a little Jack in that Coke.
It's a Pepsi cup.
Or a little Coke in that
Jack. From
Jack.
our restaurant. It comes from our restaurant.
Oh, God.
Pepsi.
I knew that was a restaurant cup. I know when I see it. You
Good
broke
cover.
bitch.
He drinks the rest of it. What is that, malt liquor? God, that was going down slow.
Broncos running backs. Not too excited about either of them. The Titans' defense has been pretty stellar. Derrick Henry is likely to fall into the end zone as he always does. When it's all said and done.
That's worse than Dr. Cola. It's super chill. Oh
wow. Jay, you are much more ghetto than I ever could have imagined.
I try, man.
If I see a Colt 45 bust out, I swear to God, I'm turning off my show right
after
now.
this, you're going to put down your headphones, you're going to walk outside of your house, and you're going to strike up a Newport. I just know it.
No, Cools.
Oh, wow.
Is that really Arrow? Oh, my God.
Anyways.
That's worse than Stolichnia's vodka, the plastic bottle.
Guys, we got to wrap this shit up. I'm taking Denver at home in Mile High just because they have a freaking home field advantage.
I felt like I just went shopping at Dollar General for alcohol.
If you guys want to hang on after this and stay and do an extended version of your Packers-Lions preview, I totally understand. Diving into the Sunday night game, you've got the underhanded Devlin Hodges-led Steelers taking on the LA Chargers. Mason Rudolph ruled out. Mark Barron out. Steven Nelson, cornerback, ruled out. Wow, James Washington, wide receiver, ruled out.
Sounds like I'm taking the Chargers.
Wow. Good luck, Pittsburgh. They're not going to be playing Renegade for that one, I can tell you that.
They're playing Brucey at quarterback from longest yard.
On the Chargers side of the ball, the only real injury to keep your eye out for is Hunter Henry with that questionable designation. But you got to love Keenan Allen. I like Mike Williams as a sneakier play this week against the Artie Burns.
Hello.
And
that every day.
Play to win.
I'm expecting Melvin Gordon to get more carries this week, but I think that Pittsburgh is a better rush defense than pass defense, so I'm expecting Austin Eckler to end up with a better fantasy performance than Melvin Gordon. Guys, shocker here, I'm taking LA.
Yeah, LA by like 45.
Yeah. Easy money.
Jay?
Who are they playing?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh's going to get their ass kicked.
Real quick, I mean, a lot of people probably have made this connection already, but how ironic, how sad is it that right now Josh Dobbs would be sitting there ready to start for the Pittsburgh Steelers had he not been traded to Jacksonville, who no longer needs him now that they have the hottest thing in sports, Gardner Minshew.
Maybe they should trade back for him.
I would love that.
They'd have to give him a third to get him, though.
Oh, God. The first ever in-season trade backsies.
Yeah. Like,
Indian giver.
Yeah, they should literally call Indian trade. No good. One back.
Oh, man. All right, let's dive into it. The big Monday night showdown. You've got Detroit rocking red-hot Motor Lions coming into Wisconsin to take on those cheeseheads Cheeseheads. Those
How
cheeseheads in Green
dare
Bay.
you? Just because your Eagles have the win over us doesn't mean you have to put some disrespect on it.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm getting dry mouth here. This lacrosse not doing the trick.
Well, that's the worst shit in the world ever. We told you. Get up and get some real drink. A beer, a bottle of piss, anything.
Don't drink Aero vodka, please.
Man, unfortunately for Green Bay,
Pretty
you've got
good.
Devontae Adams, Darnell Savage, and Robert Tonyan.
Yeah.
All ruled out.
Bobby Tonyan.
we saw Green Bay win without Devontae last week, and they did it against a better defense. But the Detroit
True.
defense
If I was on Around the Horn, I would hit a ding right there.
I think Detroit's defense has less talent than Dallas's, but I think it's kind of modeled the same. Their intermediate second level of Gerard Davis and Tavai can't cover worth diddly. So I expect crossing routes, slants in again for Rodgers to work with, and I expect Aaron Jones to be used as wide receiver number 2 behind MVS and in between Kumaro and Gmo.
How do you expect the Packers to handle the Lions' rushing attack, considering the Eagles found success, considering the Cowboys were so-so? They had a good night.
For sacks-wise, I think they only got 1.
I mean, do you expect... Basically what I'm saying is, do you expect Kerryon Johnson to have much of a night on the ground?
Bevel is the type of coach to stay very loyal to the run game. I expect Kerryon and J.D. McKissick to have some yards, but I don't expect them to have a game like they had against Kansas City.
Is T.J. Hawkinson someone you think Green Bay has schemed for, or someone they're just...
Oh, definitely. Even though he has a concussion, yes, definitely. I definitely think that. But the thing is we don't know. There's been no report that he's cleared concussion protocol. When you see players in concussion protocol, you have. Today Corey Linsley came out and they have to announce that they've cleared concussion protocol. Hawkinson was never announced in Patricia's press conference that he was clearing concussion protocol. He's either in stage 4 or stage 5 of concussion protocol, which is the last ones.
We just lost Dillon. He left. Dillon went bye-bye.
Why?
I don't know. He was playing with
I know. Oh, there he is.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
Didn't like my answer, huh?
He got so upset with us in my liquor store shopping purchases. He just left. He's like, I've had enough. I'm done. Bye.
I think Packers are still going to have a plan in the defense for Hawkinson, but to me, it doesn't look like he's going to play. Because usually in concussion protocols, Dylan, you have players announced that they've cleared protocol in the press conferences by the coaches. Patricia never did that.
Okay.
Nothing came across the transaction wire that he cleared concussion protocol.
All right. I thought I could have sworn I read something earlier that gave the impression he was going to play, but I could be wrong.
I was all over Detroit Lions Bleacher Report today just to make sure, and all I saw he was questionable. That's all I saw, and I don't know. To me, if a player that had his type of hit where he hurdled and whiplashed his head on the ground like that was a hard hit. I don't care if you're a 13-year vet or a rookie. That's the one where it knocks people silly. Right. And I feel like that's a week or two sit. I don't think if he comes back, I just don't want him getting hurt. That's my thing. He's a Lion, but guess what, guys? He's also a person. I don't want him to get hurt. I always like games coming out clean on the other side, where if it's a win-loss, it's still you're healthy. And I mean, you see a lot of names along the injury list with Ashawn Robinson, Deshaun